Say, what's cracking, YouTube? It's your boy 16 to life, and I'm back like I'm on a parole violation. You're down! Now, for those of y'all that's new to my page, in 1994, I got arrested. I was eventually sentenced to 16 years plus life, and I ended up serving 24 years straight in the California prison system. During those times, I accumulated some good stories, and I'm going to share one with y'all today. If you happen to like this story, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and most importantly, be sure to hit that notification bell. That way, anytime I drop a story, you will be notified ASAP, and you can hop on it whenever you're ready. Now, YouTube is saying that for some people who are not getting their notifications, you need to go to the YouTube, to the settings on your page, and go to the bell, and just click all. That way, you can get all the notifications. Also, like I told y'all, man, I rap. So don't get it twisted. The flow is none like Curtis Blow. I got a song called Never Gave Me Therapy. It's on all major streaming sites. It's a video up for that on YouTube. I got a video up called Go From Here. Matter of fact, go to my YouTube playlist, scroll down to gas stations, and you will find all my music there. I also dropped a remix for Never Gave Me Therapy. It's an audio version for that on my page. A lot of cats be like, hey man, you know, I like the stories, but I didn't want to check your music out. I thought it was going to be trash. But when they check it out, they all pleasantly surprised, man. I'm telling you, I get cracking on that mic. Some new stuff coming soon. With that being said, let's hop right up into this story. Now, you see the title of the story, man, and this is a cold situation because in the California prisons at least, and maybe others, I don't know, the same dudes who might be your buddy one week, you commit the wrong infraction, they'll be ready to tear your head off, stab you, beat the brakes up off you, hop on your helmet the next, beep, boop, beep, bop, bop, boop, mix you up with a whole lot of them things, you know what I'm saying? And it's cold, man, because, you know, somebody asked me something one time recently about, do I think they would get Eric Holder when he came to prison? And you guys just don't understand sometimes, man, the misery, you know, the uncaringness sometimes some of these dudes have. Some of these dudes sit around and they wait for something to happen, man, so where they can validate doing what they're doing. You know, they're the eagerness to be harmful, to beat people up and inflict pain on people at times, man, is crazy. You know, some of these dudes that I seen, man, they really just didn't have no mercy. You know, if the dude was old or whatever, and it's crazy how many of them subscribe to such a, you know, illogical rationale when it was time to beat somebody up for sometimes even the smallest infraction, man. And the only thing that stopped the brakes from getting off, the brakes from getting beat off a person sometimes, man, is just who may have been there, who may have been running that car. You know, had it been an older person there giving some words of wisdom, that perhaps could have saved this individual. Had the person running the car been given words that was antagonistic and all in favor of this person getting beat up, then he could have got the brakes beat up off him, you know. So it's just, man, it's sad how, like I say, how some of these dudes, man, have no qualms with going upside somebody's head, man. And so, and I've seen it happen several times. And a lot of times, you know, you may be cool or whatever and then choose to leave the car. Sometimes I've seen where dudes have chose not to leave their car for any type of infraction. They just want to try to better their lives. You know, they may have found religion or just may feel that hanging with these people is no longer beneficial towards them bettering themselves, toward them getting out or whatever. Sometimes the car will embrace them, accept it. Sometimes, you know, people in the car will turn their back on this dude and start preying on this dude, you know, looking to rob this dude, you know, beat him up, dog him. I've seen that stuff happen a lot of times, man. But this story right here in particular, man, this story happened, like I said, I was on the level 2 yard at Corcoran, Sat F. I ended up going to the hole, being charged with a stabbing. I beat those charges, but due to some other stuff I had got into before this stabbing incident, I no longer had level 2 points. My points was up now, so they ended up sending me to a level 4 180, which is really the highest maximum security that you can get at a California prison. Now, the regular buildings, like the regular buildings, the regular yards that are not 180s. They're built like you come inside the building, you come inside a rotunda, they open the grill gate, and it's a big old giant building that just goes around. Maybe a side might go from cell 1, and it's cells on the top, cells on the bottom. So the bottom side, perhaps, I don't remember exactly, but the bottom side may go from cell, on the A side, they call it, would go from cell 1 to 19. Then B side is in the middle. That might go from cell 20 to perhaps maybe 35. Then C side, and the cell kind of goes like almost in a U. C side would go, like I say, from maybe 36 to 50. So what that is now, of course, you got 50 cells on the bottom, 50 cells on the top, 2 people in each cell. That's 200 people, you know. And so basically what the 180s was, the 180s were built and designed to try to reduce the large crowds of convicts being in one place at one time. So now instead of you had that big building going around, it was the same, but now each side was sectioned off by a door, and each particular side had their own entranceway where you go through these electronic doors that slide back. So now you no longer had access to each pod. And also the buildings now, instead of being let all 4 buildings on the yard, instead of everybody being let out at once, you only went to the yard with your particular building. So you could have a friend, you might be in 5 buildings. You could have a friend in 6 buildings, and you'd never see him unless you guys met up at the library or the medical or something like that, man. So anyway, let me get into this story. So like I say, when I got released from the hole, they sent me, I thought I was going back to the level 2 yard. They sent me to level 4 180. I forget the particular yard and building, but I'll give a few names out. So my cellie happened to be a dude by the name of Tick, Lunatic, I believe his name, and he was from Northside 44 Gangster Crip. That was in Stockton. Also, there happened to be a dude in the building by the name of Chalk. Chalk was from Mona Park. He was a Compton Crip. There was another dude up there by the name of Slep Rock. Slep Rock was also a Crip, and from Compton. I forget exactly where. On the other side of the building, in the other side of the one of the other pods, it was a dude by the name of Sleep. Sleep was from Miller Gangster. That's a blood gang. Me and him was in Salinas Valley. And also there was another dude in the same building, a different section, by the name of Loco. Loco, whose real name is Terrell Wright, he happened to write a book. The name of that book is called Home of the Body Bags. And back then, you could find that book on eBay. That book, he said, is no longer in print right now, but you can possibly find somebody online selling it. So once again, the name of the book is Home of the Body Bags. This dude had, I forget how much time, a gang of time. No, he was in there for committing bank robberies and stuff. And the book was extremely good, man. So like I say, if you get a chance, maybe find that book. So anyway, I go in the cell with a dude by the name of Tick, man. And at the time I arrived, all the blacks, Blood and Crips, they're on lockdown. They had been locked down 3 or 4 months. What had happened was, on the yard, I guess a couple of Southsiders had got into a fight. And so once the COs ran over there to, get the situation under control, after they done all that, when they happened to be walking back past in the yard, everybody was down, because when an alarm goes down, you have to prone out. You have to lay down flat on your stomach and prone out. So when the COs was walking past this one black Crip from San Diego, for whatever reason, he jumped up and started stabbing the guards. And so they took him to the hole. And then they put all the black population on lockdown. And so I go into the cell, like I say, with a dude by the name of Tick, man. Now, when I go in the cell, I'm not in the cell maybe 5-10 minutes. It's a dude yelling through the tier. It's a dude yelling through the vent. Now, if I'm on the top tier, the dude yelling on the vent was on the bottom tier. Now, if you guys are if I'm in cell 19 and the dude is down here on cell 18 or maybe on cell 16, the cells are connected. He's on 16 low, I'm on 216 on the top or whatever. So the vent system is connected if you're relatively close. So he got to holler like, "Hey, what's up, Chill, man? Don't they call you Chill?" I'm like, "Yeah, what's up? Who is that?" He like, "Oh man, you don't remember me? This is Killer White." And I said, "No." He said, "Well, we used to be in Ironwood together." He said, "Back then I was going by the name of Insane." He was from Pasadena, Raymond Avenue Crip. Now he was calling himself Little Killer White. I said, "Oh yeah, I remember you." He said, "Yeah, man, remember right before I went home, I sent him a package in my name." I sent a package in his name, excuse me. Every 3 months in the California prisons back then, we could get packages from home, like a big old 30-pound box. You know, it could have a bunch of different things in it, from like tennis shoes, clothing items, hygiene, candy, hair grease, you know, that type of stuff. And so, due to the fact he wasn't getting one before he went home, I had got one in his name, because we're only allowed to get one every 3 months. And so I said, yeah, man, damn, you back already? He said, yeah. Now this probably had been 3 or 4 years prior to this right here. And I said, damn, how much time you come back with? He came back. He said, well, man, I just came from court. I had 125 to life, but they took some time off. Now he had either 85 to life or 75 to life. I was like, damn, homie, you know, sorry to hear that and stuff. So, you know, we chopped it up a little bit, but I told him, hey, man, you know, whenever we come out, I'll holler at you. I noticed that the level 4 yard and the things that people was doing had changed dramatically since the last time I was up there, maybe just 5, 6, 7 years before that. You know, you had a lot of dudes now doing things that we didn't do at that point in time. Like I say, just yelling through the vent where you couldn't get in any trouble. You couldn't get any trouble for it. Excuse me. It was still something that I didn't like to do, man, because you may have people down there in their cell writing, trying to watch TV. You don't want to hear somebody on the vent just talking for hours and hours. You know, it's irritating. So you had a lot of dudes, too. Later on, we was let out. I went to another cell in another pod, another section of the building. You had dudes cell all the way black. You know, they were still up in their sleep. You know, back when I had left, dudes would get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. They'd be up and dressed, you know, ready for whatever activities may occur that day. You definitely didn't want to get caught sleeping. So a lot of things just had changed, man, since I left, you know. And so eventually, you know, we were let out. You know, all the blacks was let out maybe a few weeks later, a month later, or whatever. And so the issue that was being raised, man, it was a dude in there by the name of Cool Breeze. Cool Breeze happened to be from the Bay. The Bay is Northern California, Oakland, San Francisco, those areas up in there. I'm not 100% correct, but I believe Cool Breeze was from Oakland. Cool Breeze was a cool dude, man. Light-skinned brother, probably about 5'8", 5'9", maybe about 160, 165. You know, he wore glasses, kind of studious looking cat. Don't look like he worked out or whatever. But the problem that people in our particular section had with Cool Breeze is Cool Breeze was basically avoiding the yard and avoiding especially the day room. Now in our day room, when they would let us out in the day room, they would let the bottom tier out, the top tier, because sometimes we could have yard, sometimes we would just have day room. But now when they would let us all out in the day room, the blacks may have been maybe 10 to 12 blacks. It may have been probably 22, you know, 23 Hispanics. They definitely had us outnumbered. And so a lot of the brothers, they was upset about, they felt that his presence was needed in the event something happened. There wasn't any immediate tension between us and the Southsiders, but they just felt that in the event something jumped off, because things definitely can happen spontaneously on these level 4s. They felt that, you know, he wasn't basically supporting his race. Whether you want to come out there, you had something to do in the day room. We only out there like an hour or two. Come out and support your people, you know. And so that was a bad thing in the eyes of many people, man. And so in that particular section that we was in, there happened to be no brothers in there from up north. And so the Crips wanted to get him. They wanted to beat the dude up, and they asked me what I thought around that time. I don't know how old I was, 32, 33, but I happened to be one of the older dudes up in there. And I told him, hey, listen, man, the dude is from up north, man. That's a you know, that's an up north thing. You guys aren't allowed, man, to discipline this dude for you know, for him failing the program the way you guys want this dude to program. And so you know, they had sent the kite over there to the Oakland dudes. A kite is basically just a note. You know, they write on a note, fold it up real small, and then send it to whoever they wanted to send it to, either by way of the porter or some other way. You know, the dudes from up north responded on the kite, man, basically just like, you know, we washed our hands of that dude, man. That dude, he told us he turned Muslim. So, you know, I don't know if he was 415, if he was Kumi. I don't know his affiliation, you know. But whatever it was, the dudes from up north, you know, they basically was like, man, do whatever y'all gonna do. You know, we ain't tripping, man. If y'all get the dude, you ain't got to worry about no retribution for us. We ain't tripping on the dude, man. You know, the dude told us he wasn't in the car no more, whatever. And While Cool Breeze, I assume, had done some of these things, I spoke to him briefly. He was just telling me, man, that his points was getting ready to drop. He was trying to go to a level 3. The California prison system is based on points, man, and I don't remember exactly how it went. But let's just say you got, let's just say 53 down to 35 points is a level 3. Now, you got points according to if you worked, if you remained out of trouble. If you stayed out of trouble for a whole year and you worked, they take off 8 points. If you stayed out of trouble for a whole year and you didn't work, you didn't have a job, they take off 4 points. So, you know, if you're not working and you need, you know, 12 points to be taken off to try to get to a level 3 or move to another institution that's closer to where your family is, you're going to have to stay out of trouble for 3 years. On a level 4, it's extremely difficult to do that, you know. And so I guess this dude, he had like another couple of months and he was going to be able to go to a level 3. So he was choosing not to come outside, you know, to try to stay clear of any potential danger, man. And like I said, the bad thing about that is, regardless of if you gang bang, if you're a Christian, if you're a Muslim or whatever, man, and this goes for the Hispanics, goes for the whites, goes for the others, it goes for the black. One thing you definitely have to do, man, you definitely have to support your race. The way you have to support your race may change and differ from each race, but you have to show some type of support, especially if things get physical, man. They don't care if you Christian or whatever. You're gonna be expected to participate and support your race, man, especially if the confrontation becomes physical. And if not, they're gonna see you as a race traitor. They're gonna throw you to the wolves. They may beat you up. You know, I've seen, like I said, dudes who didn't support their race and their homeboys turned around and preyed on them. So it just all depends, man. But that was the problem with Cool Breeze. And so, long story short, like I said, the kite came back, man, from the dudes from Oakland. It's basically like, man, you know, that dude, he's not a part of what we pushing. Y'all do whatever. And so, like I say, once again, man, I had spoke up for the brother, man, and telling him, hey, listen, man, you know, that's not a down south Crip call, man. The dude is from the Bay. And so, you know, basically, man, y'all really not legally under the prison protocol. You guys not supposed to put your hands on this dude, man. And so he happened to be in the cell with a Crip, man. He was in a cell with a Crip by the name of Black. I can't remember exactly where Black was from, but Black, you know, was dark skinned, maybe about 5'7", 5'6", you know, stocky. Maybe about 185 pounds. He worked out a lot, you know. He walked with a limp. I don't know if he had I believe he either had a prosthetic leg or he had a messed up leg, you know. And so now, Black's not feeling this dude either by him not coming out supporting, you know, his race in his eyes. And so now Black is starting to play a game of what I call dirty politics. Now he's looking and he's nitpicking for a way to get into it with this dude so he can validate putting hands on this dude. You know, he can validate his actions, man, with saying this dude done this. Like I say, because I told him, hey, man, this dude, and me and Black was kind of cool. Black rapped, I rapped. So, you know, we'd had talks and stuff. So like I say, now he's trying to basically find some type of violation or find fault with this dude so he can justify, you know, beating him up or whatever. And so, you know, one day we all go to the yard and they have some type of meeting out there. And now it's decided, you know, that for whatever reason, like I say, Black is going to beat the dude up, man. They're cellies anyway. And so when we come in, I believe maybe after chow or whatever, you know, they were supposed to get out. So, you know, all of a sudden, man, you hear them and I'm upstairs. They like 2 or 3, they're downstairs, but they're like 2 or 3 cells over. And like I say, by that particular pod being so isolated and so, you know, it's not big and stuff, you could definitely hear them. They was down there squabbling. Beep, boop, bop, boop, beep, 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 boop, bop, boop, boop. But now a lot of times, and these cells right here were normally, I mean, these cells right here were particularly bigger than the usual, than the usual prison cell, but still in all, it's still a small, the cells are still small. And more fights than not in a cell is going to lead around to wrestling, and they may tend to favor the dude who's more stronger, you know. Like I said, Cool Breeze didn't work out. So now they down there fighting for a long time, man, about 10, 15 minutes. You can hear them. And so just so happened, my cellie had a phone call that he wasn't using. And so they popped the door, but he told me I could use the call. So I go downstairs, man. I slide by their cell, man. You know, when they let me out, the guard in the tower, he walks to one of the other sections. So I go past the cell, man, and tell him, hey, you know, y'all kick back, let that stuff go. They still in there fighting around, wrestling around. You know, they holding a little bit. Like I say, they've been in there for a long time. They in there holding. They'll break up, go to squabbing, you know, hold, wrestle a little bit. Push up a black, get up on him, big boom, bam, boom, you know, bust him up a little bit and stuff, man. Cool Breeze really didn't want to fight, but he didn't really have no choice, you know. When y'all in that type of environment, you pretty much fighting for your safety and your life, man. Long story short, though, Black ended up getting, definitely Black ended up getting the best of this dude, man. Beat him up pretty bad up in there, you know, which I thought was a little bit messed up, you know. Cool Breeze ended up moving out the cell and moving to another section somewhere, man. But like I say, it's a cold situation. How, you know, dudes, you could be up in there, man, chilling with dudes. You can be, you know, going to the store, feeding them, looking out for them, you know, out of the kindness of your heart, not because you're being pressured or being extorted, just out of the kindness of your heart. And some dudes will forget all that. Will forget that you looked out for them, forget that you made phone calls for them, let them hop on the three-way with your girl or whatever, and turn around and be able to be able and willing to put hands on you the very next day, man. So it's definitely a cold get down up in there with some dudes, man. And you know, me thinking about this story really reminded me of how treacherous it is up in there. Like I said, man, some dudes sit around bored. You have dudes up in there, man, with life, looking for excitement. They're not going home. So their excitement, man, is to hurt someone, you know. Their excitement is to see somebody beat up. And they they really give no thought into, this is another human. You know what I'm saying? They'll beat the brakes off you for the slightest infraction sometimes, man. It just all depends on who you're dealing with. Like I said, it all depends on who might be running your collective, and, you know, their feelings about whatever's going on. But it definitely can get hectic up in prison. And really, there's nothing that you can do, regardless of who you are, how big you are, when your homies or your collective wash their hands. When they turn their backs on you, say this dude is no longer with us, it's time for him to go. It's time for you to go. There's no way one dude can fight 5, 6, 7, 8 dudes, you know. Because I've seen where dudes have been continuously targeted by their own homies, by their own collective. You know, they're going to keep sending 3, 4 dudes at you, 5, 6, 7 dudes at you, you know. And so, yeah, it's a cold situation, man. But when you up in there and you run afoul of the rules or whatever, you run afoul of the understanding that a lot of those dudes have up in there, you know, and everybody's up in there not thinking from the sharpest kid. When you run afoul of all that and your car tell you it's time for you to go, it's time for you to go, man. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed that story. You already know what it is. It's your boy 16 to life. Resume normal program.